Video game development can be very interesting to look into. It's fun to deconstruct the process of making a game and see what exactly went into it and what their developers had to do to finish the project. Today's topic though, a forgotten game called Helios, has a backstory that you would never expect. Something too insane to be believed, at first.
Helios is a 1993 puzzle game for the DOS and developed by a man named Sean Puckett. Developed is said loosely, at least according to Puckett himself. In the introduction to the game, Puckett claimed that he did not create Helios. On a late night in May of that same year, a green light awoke him from outside. Investigating, he saw a UFO and an alien that stepped out from it. Puckett fainted from shock after seeing that the alien looked exactly like him. After regaining consciousness, he found that the game was now on his computer.
According to himself, the game is entirely made by the mysterious aliens. He only added the title screen and a name for the game. The title itself is a puzzle and maze game that incorporates physics. The game after the title screen is strange in itself. You start with a ring of circles with different colors. Using a tentacle-like pointer, you can move to the different circles. Above them are symbols. What you'll figure out quickly is that the symbols can be changed and are actually a puzzle sequence that needs to be solved to finish the game.
Hovering over a circle and pressing enter will bring you to a level where the majority of the game takes place. Each level is a puzzle where you collect every gem in each stage, then get to the exit. At the exit, you'll then get the correct symbol that correlates with the symbol above the level you're in. You play as a blue ball of assumedly helium. You can increase in size and decrease depending on if you fill the ball with air or propel yourself forward. As you propel yourself, the ball gets increasingly smaller the more you use.
If the ball gets too small, you lose. And if it gets too big, it pops, so you'll have to be careful. The ball works almost like it's in space. It will continue moving the direction you had it propel until it runs into something and then slows down. It's pretty accurate to real physics, which is cool. Some levels are simple, your only goal is to collect the gems using different sizes and speeds, but some levels are much harder, having enemies on the walls that shoot projectiles at your character, if you can call it a character.
The game is difficult, but can be boiled down to a pretty simple puzzle game with such a strange backstory. If it was only that, Helios would have most likely just fallen into obscurity. Except for that one little thing that has made this game far creepier than one would expect. After matching every symbol and circle together, you're brought to the ending screen. The screen is startling and has given this game infamy.
Weird. Maybe it's some sort of alien mind control. This isn't where the story ends. Sean claimed that Helios isn't the entire game that his extraterrestrial visitors gave him. Helios 2 is the second half of the game, but at the time of its release was behind a $25 paywall. Today though, the second game is easily downloaded for free. The second game is exactly the same as the first, but much harder. The hub screen is similar too, but rather than circles, we have rectangles and no symbols to solve.
Helios 2, unlike the first game, has not been beaten. Users online have searched and tried to beat the game without luck yet. The game being so hard seems to be the main reason for this lack of information. This gives us space to speculate what it could be. Could the ending of the second game be scarier than the first? Or maybe it's hiding some message from our alien neighbors.
On May 27th of 2020, YouTube user DewQNT uploaded a video of nearly the entirety of Helios 2. That would most likely mean an ending, right? Unfortunately, the user showed that reaching an end is impossible due to a bug where a goal flag for one of the levels won't spawn. In the description, he also states that the game's README message implies that the game doesn't have a proper ending. If the message is to be believed, then it's also possible that the bug wasn't an intentional oversight.
The next logical step would be to contact Sean Puckett himself and ask him about the mysteries of these two games. Unfortunately for now, that's impossible. His site where the games were originally distributed is abandoned. His email as well is the same. For now, the creator seems to be completely gone from the internet.
The final mystery left, other than the ending to the second game, is a small detail brought up by the YouTuber Accursed Farms. In his video on Helios, he mentioned that the blue tentacle used as a pointer changes sizes per level by a little bit, usually an added circle or lack of. He speculated that the tentacle grew as you progressed. DoQND was able to disprove the speculation. They said that the change was random. The change in size is a complete mystery, and so is any other loose end left.
In the last 7 years, Helios has regained some cult popularity, even getting a creepypasta written on it. We won't be going into that story today, but Mudahar from Some Ordinary Gamers narrated it back in the day, which is cool. The videos have been taken down since, but re-uploaded on other channels. Other than that, we can only speculate on Helios' meaning and the creator behind the game. Who knows, he did claim that the alien he saw looked exactly like him. Maybe the alien and he swapped, and the developer we know him as is actually the alien in disguise, trying to test us.
Most likely not. On the website, cuttingroomfloor.net, they revealed that there's a hidden message within the first game that could disprove his claims. The message is a copyright notice under Sean Puckett and his company. If the alien story was true, then there is no reason for him to copyright his work, unless he made it himself. From looking into the story, I'd assume that Puckett made these two games and made the story of his alien encounter to promote his work. A mysterious free game to drum up interest, and maybe even entice people into dropping $25 for the second game to find out what actually is happening. Either way, true or not, Helios is still a very bizarre, unique, and obscure game.
We're of course only hypothesizing on this strange game, and in the words of Sean Puckett himself,
"Oh, I know you won't believe my story, that's alright, you don't have to believe it. I know it happened, that's good enough for me. Besides, Helios is fun whether or not you believe how it came to be."
Stay curious.
Join us again next time, when we once again go obscure.